Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
That was Alina Habba. Yes, that was Alina. Bless you. Wait. So the submarine was designed to be a distraction away.
Yes.
So 5 people.
Joe Biden sent that submarine out there,
knowing that it was going to implode and kill those 5 innocent people,
including the owner of the company.
Right. All of that to distract
from Hunter Biden.
Doing nothing wrong.
Who is not running for president, who is not in government, who has paid his...
private citizen.
Well, I don't know if he did anything wrong or not. It has no bearing on Joe Biden at all.
Exactly. Zero.
Right.
Zip. Zilch.
Right.
Nada. She brought up Epstein, also apparently.
She was throwing everything she had.
So the DOJ has decided, rightfully so, that there were numerous and serious failures by the New York prisons, because he was at Rikers, correct, Epstein?
Yes. No.
He was at Rikers. Wasn't he being held at Rikers?
I don't think...
That's where Weisselberg went.
No, I don't think you... No, because you hadn't been sentenced yet.
No. Rikers is just a jail. It's not a prison. I mean, and you can stay at Rikers depending on your sentence.
Right.
But Rikers, people are held at Rikers all the time for just being arrested.
Manhattan jail.
Manhattan. So he's in Manhattan. He wasn't on Rikers either.
Manhattan.
Yeah, because that report just came out this week detailing all the issues. That
DOJ Inspector General Michael E. Horowitz reports that it was up to the Federal Bureau of Prisons to ensure that while Epstein was a prisoner in their custody, he always had a cellmate, and that guards were to check on him every 30 minutes, and that surveillance cameras were functioning, which we know none of that happened. Mm-hmm. And he added that had his cell been searched as required, it would have revealed that Epstein had excess prison blankets, linens, and clothing in his cell, which is how one can kill oneself. Mm-hmm. And they did not conduct any 30-minute rounds after about 10:40 p.m. The inmate counts were conducted after 4 p.m. on August 9th, and then not again. All of the cameras in and around where he was were not recording video starting late of July 2019.
Right.
They should have been fixed way prior to... Well, they should just be working all the time.
Sure.
Yes.
And they found that several members of the staff were overworked due to staffing shortages. And he said there's no criminality associated with the death. So put the conspiracy theories to bed, people. He killed himself, and obviously you know why. He didn't want to go to prison. Because people like him in prison really don't do well. In fact, his girlfriend can tell you. She's
story.
She's a prison Karen.
She's the
Karen.
I just love it.
I love it. She's stated she basically has had over 400 complaints filed.
It's prison, sweetie.
I know. It's prison.
So you don't like the food.
They think she wants to go to Dannemora, which is where Martha Stewart went.
Right.
Gotcha.
Camp Cupcake.
Exactly.
No, she isn't just...
Not for the crime she did. So she's filed more than 400 complaints about her life behind bars. Aww. Where's that? I have one in here somewhere.
A violin.
There it is.
Yes.
Aw, poor baby. She whined about vegan menu options. Aw. Unfair treatment. Aw. And demanded that authorities, she's being held in Florida, give her immediate access. Immediately. She's calling the manager for black hair dye.
Oh.
You know what? You don't need in jail.
You don't get hair dye in prison.
You can. They did.
Well, you can...
You can buy it with your ration points.
Yeah. She said her gripes have targeted everyone from inmates to guards. Inmates and guards don't like her. That's not a good thing to have against you. A rude laundry lady. She said Maxwell gripes have targeted everyone from inmates and guards to a rude laundry lady at low security. It's a low security. It's minimum security where she is. So it's already a nicer place to be.
It's nicer than Orange is the New Black.
That's the prison she wants to go to.
Okay.
That's where that was based out. That was based on that. Dannemora, I believe, is what it's called. Max is what they call her. They call her the prison Karen.
Okay.
And she can file a grievance for anything. Maxwell hates her gray hair showing through, and she's filed a grievance because they don't sell it anymore. When she did her video interview with British TV, she paid another inmate $200 for the dye. That's an expensive dive
You're in
job.
jail again, sweetie.
I know. She was sentenced to 20 years behind bars in June, and the judgment recommended that she serve her time at Danbury in Connecticut, which is where Orange is the New Black is based on. But instead, they sent her to Florida in Tallahassee, which looks more akin to a high school or college campus, so it sounds lovely.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Yeah.
She said once...
Yeah, a high school or college campus that you can't leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Now's you can't leave.
That is my idea of hell.
She said she's continuing to rack up the complaints. She forms at a rate of more than 2 a week so far.
All right.
Every aspect of prison life offers an opportunity for her to play the victim. You're a prisoner. Her end goal, according to one insider, is to cause such a stink that she's transferred to a different facility, preferably Danbury. She wants to go there. She has so many enemies she wants out. Well, if you're going to play like that, don't expect people to be on your side.
Right.
I mean, they're all in prison. Y'all did something, most likely. I would say most of you are probably guilty of the crime for which you are serving time. That's usually how it works.
I saw Shawshank Redemption. Everybody inside is innocent.
Harumph.
But it's fun when somebody who has lived such a privileged life and never had to want for anything in
Martha
her life.
Stewart didn't complain. She didn't. She
But-
served her
'cause Martha
time.
Stewart actually knows how to do stuff.
She does. She
Yeah.
knows how to clean and
But besides procure young girls for a pedophile.
right. But I mean, Martha Stewart. I never heard any complaints about her when she served her time.
She got it.
She got it done, and while her appeal was going, and so she was very smart about doing what she did. And she did the crime.
Yep.
And she had to go to Danbury. Here we go. In March, 2 Cuban inmates were both thrown into solitary for 47 days after Maxwell reported them to authorities for trying to extort her.
Oh.
Well, don't do that either.
No.
The 2 bullies found out their strict vegan neighbor had an arrangement with a kitchen worker who would slip her extra fruit, vegetables, and tofu and thought they could use the info against her. Like, really? Are you going to really... I mean, the person...
That is something that they can use against them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but... Lordy.
When they get out of solitary, they're going to be fun for her to deal with.
Right. And she has argued that she's only being punished for what Epstein did. That's what her argument is.
That she did for Epstein.
Yes. Judge Allison Nathan insisted at the June 22 sentencing, Ms. Maxwell is not being punished in place of Epstein or as a proxy. Ms. Maxwell is being punished for the role she played. Amen on that. So this was a fight. Yeah, Karens. There are Karens everywhere, apparently. Oh, but there's only one Sue from Rockville. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Another good show. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Listen, I want to talk to. Can I talk to all the listeners for a second?
Sure.
Everyone listen up.
Okay. All right, everybody, just listen. You all know my background. You know that my parents were Holocaust survivors.
Mm-hmm.
My father was in the resistance. My parents were in a slave labor camp for 5 years. My dad monitored a crystal set. Every night he listened to information. After being a slave for 12, 14 hours a day, after being starved and being given bad food, my mother got typhus.
Wow.
My father still monitored radio broadcasts, mostly the BBC. He learned to speak English, Russian, and Italian, in addition to Polish and Yiddish, by listening. And then he would pass on information about troop movements, etc. My dad was a hero, as was so many of the people in that network, many of whom died when they were captured. There were a total of 4 crystal sets during the 5 years. 2 survived. My dad's crystal set is in a ghetto fighters museum in Israel.
Wow.
So obviously we're very proud. And I bring that to everyone listening, in case you didn't know, or I apologize for repeating myself, because we now are the resistance. We are the corporate media is a cesspool. It's a cesspool owned by GOP billionaires who will do anything in their power to stay in power. And so when we see that the focus is on Biden's age, or CPAC machines, or Hunter Biden, or pimping for Trump, or denigrating Kamala and her amazing achievements, when they're simply out there, they're just lapdogs. They're doing the bidding of the people who own them. And we only have to look at Chris Licht as the perfect example. Chris Licht fell on his sword, but it was John Malone, who only has $9.7 billion, who told him who to fire and what to put on the air.
Mm-hmm.
So people like Anderson Cooper just, bent over backwards.
Right.
We're not going to get the truth from them. We're not going to get the achievements of Democrats. When Biden last week announced, I said this earlier, when Biden announced this amazing $40 billion plan to bring broadband everywhere in this country, not one major media outlet covered it, not the news, not TV.
Right.
Because it's much more important to talk about what Trump did, said, went to the bathroom and produced, for God's sake. Seriously, the only thing they haven't done is reported how many boom booms he makes a day. And he can, it's disgusting. It's just disgusting. But we have power. And that's why I stay on Twitter. That's why I'm on 5 different social media platforms.
Right.
Because I don't have unlimited money. We're retired. We do not have unlimited money. I would love to give Carl more money. I'd love to give every Democrat tons of money. I don't have it.
Right.
But what I do have is a big mouth and a history that compels me.
And you have a
get
national
the truth
platform
out.
on
Yes,
the
you
Stephanie
do.
Miller Show.
Yes, you have a national platform, so.
On the Stephanie Miller Show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I am utterly grateful every single day. And the only people more grateful than me are my family, who I don't have to sit and say it to. Because they're tired of this.
Yeah, welcome to my
They're
family with me.
tired of me. There goes Mom again. There goes me again. But I am going to do this until the freaking day I die, because we are fighting for this democracy.
Right.
This is the land. Excuse me. I would get upset. My parents came to after surviving 1949.
Yeah.
This is where they were able to raise 3 girls and now have 7 grandchildren and 11 great grandchildren, even though they're gone.
Right.
We are the survivors, and the only way democracy survives is every one of us uses whatever we can to just tell the truth.
Yep.
To just tell the truth.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm asking everyone. And thank you for letting me rant this morning.
Anytime, Sue. It's the Sue from Rockville
That's
show.
right.